Hey y'all, what's up? So before you guys get into this video, I just wanted to put a little disclaimer that Uriah is in his boxers in this video, so I had to like cut it and crop it out. He was really hot from like pushing the car and stuff, so he came in, took his boxers off, but then he started talking and I grabbed the camera. So yeah, you follow me, that's what happened.
Y'all know I'm hefty.
Oh my god. So let's get into
I needed a breeze.
Not a breeze. He in his boxes right now, y'all. Let's get it. Watch out for the mirror right here. Anyway, let's get into the video. Leg up.
Oh my god, I can't believe this shit, bro. I simply explained to him, it's two different issues. It can be either or. I already had a diagnostic. Fuel pressure for the fuel pump is already good. That's the most expensive fix versus the other option, which was the tip one. I explained to him, I already been told that the fuel pump is fine. That's $2,000. So I simply explained to him that the freaking fuel pump is
two mechanics
fine.
Told you that.
But you're telling me that as the subject matter expert of the maker of this vehicle, that's the issue. All right, we're gonna go with that because that's what you're telling me. So, and I sincerely made a fuss. I explained to them, listen, I don't have time to be playing around with this vehicle. I'm about to have a child. It just went down. I need it fixed. So when you do the diagnostic, I don't understand how you pay for a diagnostic, but they don't do a diagnostic. They just make a guesstimate based on recent or frequent issues. But I explained to them, I said, listen, I've had two people already try and diagnose this vehicle, and they telling me that there's nothing showing. Right. If it was a fuel pump, the fuel engine light will come on. No lights came on. It randomly just started having this issue, and nothing is showing that it's having this issue. You cannot tell me.
I said I think that there should be some type of policy, because if I go to you and you do a diagnostic and you say this is the problem and then you fix it, you say you fixed it, you spent all this money to fix the problem, you give me my car back and it's the same. It's not like it's a different problem.
It's no different.
The same
it's the
problem.
Exact same thing that I explained to them that
so
it could be electrical.
Tomorrow, it shouldn't be no other extra price. Can you make sure
beforehand so that I can have that
right?
fixed
That should be on them. That should be them.
What they're going to do is say, sir, well, we got to take it back into service and have it re-diagnosed. Once we have it re-diagnosed,
another 200?
They're going to tell me exactly.
Like another, you have to pay another diagnostic? That's $200.
What they're going to try to do is make it seem like it was more than one issue.
But it's the same issue. That's what I'm saying. So
it's the same issue, and I explained that to him. I said, listen, you need to make sure, man. It can be either or, but you're telling me that it's the most expensive one.
Right. The problem is still the problem.
But I've already had this part tested, and they said the fuel pressure is fine from somebody else. But they just didn't have enough time to make the fix of what I needed it fixed. Right. Instead of paying him, I wanted to make sure by bringing it to you because you're Dodge.
Right, and we don't have time to play around.
And I don't have time to play around. So I'm willing to make the sacrifice of spending a ton of more money by bringing it to the dealership, and you still get it wrong.
We told y'all the air. We don't like the air in the Camaro.
There's no way that we can bring you home.
So that's gonna be a negative. It only blows in the front, and the baby will be in the back seat. And it's too small. It's just too much. We'd have to literally, it's a 2-door car. We have to literally bend the car back, put her in the back seat. It's going to be still hot because the air is going to be on, but it's not going to be cold enough in there for a newborn. It's hot. It's 100 and some degrees out. The car is old.
Not even just that, the humidity that adds to it that causes the system to sweat too much. The AC in there sweats too much, and it doesn't blow cold enough air. And so in that case, we basically don't have, you close everything up and it's just not cold enough. And because it's too hot.
Not for a baby.
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't matter. We'll be in here freaking obliterated by the time we get halfway home.
I told him already, the hospital that I'm going to is 40 minutes away, but with traffic it's an hour. So to sit in traffic, no. And then I would just have surgery and all that. I can't even imagine.
Yo, the incision.
But the fact that we literally just took the damn rental an hour ago.
God,
that's what just don't make sense. It literally was fine.
The last trip before the car fucked up up again when I could have kept
What's
the
it
rental.
taking?
As soon as we get back from dropping the rental off, he want to start having issues before I go take it to get a wash.
In the middle of the street. And I drove to my appointment, drove back, it was
I explained it
valet.
to them. It was doing that before I took it to them.
I know.
It would work for a few days and then it would randomly just die. I know it though, because this isn't even they had recalls on our
Yeah,
vehicle.
you said that. It was a common
specifically
issue.
for the fuel relay. It's an electrical issue where the relay, they had to put an external relay for the fuse box because the fuse would go bad. But it's built into the goddamn fuse box. So you can't just change out a fuse like you can for normal stuff. You gotta replace the whole entire fuse box.
And it broke.
That is what I was trying to explain. I said, listen, I need you to know for sure before you replace this entire fuel pump, that's $2,000, then you can replace this damn fuse box for $500. But instead, they choose to replace the most expensive part. And now when I take it back to them, they're gonna say, oh, well, we gotta replace this now because it must have been. No, it was either or. Y'all chose to take a good part off, put a damn brand new part on with no fix to the issue. Shit, I don't even know if they put a fucking brand new part. It might not even be brand new. The part might be, it might be the same damn part.
Not the same part. I don't know, y'all. So this is what we're dealing with now, 2 days before having a baby. And like I said,
I cry, bro.
with London, it was some other shit going on before we had her. Now some other shit going on.
As soon as I go up there, I know that they're gonna piss me off with their response. As soon as I start yelling at their ass, first thing they're gonna do is throw me out, basically call the police. I have to call the police, sir, if you don't relax.
You gotta have to say, I'm talking, you need to call corporate.
The police gonna show up randomly, and they're gonna say, sir, they don't want to accept their business. They're gonna trespass you from the property. If you come back, we're gonna have to arrest you.
You need to call corporate. There needs to be something done. That's what I'm saying. This doesn't make sense. It's the same problem. Like, I brought it to you to get it fixed. Like, it's a problem.
Only way that will be heard through that is if we make a ruckus. That's the only way.
Right, so that's what needs to happen. You have to show our ass.
When I take it to them tomorrow, if they don't fix it, we have to make a ruckus. If they don't fix it, I will need you guys. I promise you, I will need y'all. That's the only way. So, we'll let y'all know. Destroy everything about them.
That's why I said call corporate. Like, because the people that work there don't care.
No, they do care because they're going to lose their job.
What time are you trying to go up there?
I'm going up there immediately when they open up. 7 a.m.
Well, that's it, y'all. I need to finish editing. I was editing when all this was happening.
I swear I knew it. Something told me. I said, listen.
Just gonna let it, pray about it.
Talking to the representative, I said, listen, man. Watch what happened. I'll be back. Watch. He's like,
yeah, I
man,
told you to stop
he
saying certain
he
stuff.
He knows.
I heard him.
Doing, blah, blah,
and then he
blah,
said, well,
blah.
maybe,
No,
he said maybe you need to come get it.
6 years old.
He said, yeah, he said that, and then he said maybe you need to come get it. Then.
Exactly. So
he didn't work on it.
I pissed over the phone because he basically making it sound like we about to exactly what we going through right now. Basically,
it was gonna happen.
Fix one thing, then it come back and it's gonna be another thing, and then we basically go down a path of nothing but keep replacing all this shit until finally they find the right thing. And I explained that, I said, I'm not doing that. It's simply, if I pay for a diagnostic, when you pay for a diagnostic, the purpose of a diagnostic is to diagnose the issue. Not to diagnose what you think is the issue, replace that, oh, that's not it, let's figure out what else is next. No, I paid for a diagnostic so you can tell me what the problem is.
Right, but I'm saying, like, when I heard you talking to him,
right,
he was,
oh man, well you know it is 6 years old. If they replace this part for $2,000 and it is not the issue, when I'm trying to tell you guys to really do a legitimate full, I have already had it looked at and they told me that what you're trying to tell me is wrong with it was perfectly fine, and there had to be something else that they couldn't do at the time. Then in that case, I'm simply explaining to you that you're going to need law enforcement to get me out of there.
And then he said, "Come get
Oh,
you should come get the car."
Need to probably come and get
That makes it sound like right.
Exactly. You're not sure. You're not sure.
That's what it sounds
Simply,
like.
that's exactly what it is. If I'm in jail, when the baby comes, that'll probably be